What will South Africa look like after the ANC's thumping? The ANC got thumped in the elections, but they still won the election. That's odd, yeah. I've never really quite understood politics when it comes to this. The political party wins the election, and then they can't govern because they don't have more than 50% of the country. Perhaps you guys can explain that to me in the comments. Perhaps you can make it more interesting, but I'm not a politician. I can't explain that to you. But what I can say is there's been a big change in South Africa and we're moving forward. We're moving into a government of national unity. And I have to say, while I'm really positive and really excited that we can all stand together and we can get rid of all the racists on the left and all the racists on the right, and we can move forward with a mixed country in the middle, the guys that want a better country, that's us. The guys that want a more mixed country, and we can all stand together because I think we're the most diverse country probably in the world. I don't know, tell me statistically, I haven't looked up the stats, but we probably are. And wouldn't it be nice to see us become an example to the rest of the world? Because if you've looked at the rest of the world, things are not going well when it comes to this scenario. There's a lot of, let's say, racism going around. I'm going to use the word. And it's not looking good all over the world. There's a lot of threats being thrown around and a lot of insults being thrown around, and it's almost like the governments are trying to pull us apart. It's almost like the world is trying to pull us into smaller groups and make us hate each other. And why would that be? Well, divide and conquer, I presume. You know, the more you can split us up, the more you can conquer, and the more you can govern, and the more you can rule a country or the world, whatever. So I'm pretty sure that that's what these politicians are all about at the end of the day. Maybe we can be an example to the rest of the world, because I see that with the government of national unity, not only do we have multi-races in there, we've got multi-ethnic cultures, we've got different religions, we've got everything that you need to make a better country. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed with, guys, is they made the cabinet bigger to accommodate the extra politicians, and instead of taking some of the politicians away from the old party, they kind of just made it bigger to sort of fit in some of the politicians from the other parties, and that was not expected. I was expecting it to be more like keep the cabinet the same size and just fill in the gaps with the other political parties. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, but like I said, I don't know enough about politics to tell you anything about that. But yeah, from a layman's point of view, or from a voter's point of view, I'd look at that and think, well, hang on a minute, you know, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But then if they're in parliament and you look at the percentages, then these other parties have at least got a leg to stand on. They're in the government, they can take control, they can have discussions with or around the table, let's say, you know, knights of the round table. They can discuss the country's future, they can decide together where the country's going, and the voting for these sorts of scenarios has to take place on a larger scale, on a bigger basis. You know, you don't have one party that's making ridiculous decisions or doing things wrong or whatever the case. You have a lot of different minds getting involved in the whole scenario, deciding which way the country's going to move forward. If I look at that scenario, that's quite good, because many minds or many hands make light work. I suppose many minds make more intelligent decisions, and you know, arguments will ensue and there'll be some bumps in the road, and it's not going to be easy. Come on, let's be honest, there's going to be some real difficulties along the way. You're always going to have these racist types on the left and racist types on the right that are going to be arguing against or blaming colour or whatever the case for everything that goes wrong. There's those that still blame apartheid, which happened 30 years ago, and that's just embarrassing, to be honest with you. How can you keep on blaming the past for what you haven't done in the future? We have to stand together as a nation, move forward, pick the country up and make it a better place. Mistakes were made in the past. We can't dwell on the mistakes. We have to get involved in the future and make a better future for our kids. And if you're the kids, guys, get on board and start making this a better place. If you are the kids, you weren't even there. You weren't even in the past. Forget about it. Look to the future, because it's your future. It's what you're going to be living in. And if you make it a shit place, then that's what it's going to be. Make it a better place. You don't want a shit place. Believe me, there's a lot of people out there that lived in that place, that shit place, and they didn't enjoy it. And that's why we are where we are today. We need to make things a little bit better. We need to improve things, and we need to grow as a country. So next week, I'm going to look at a few different things and see how we've come about, and see how our government of national unity has improved, or if it's got any better, or if we're going to be where we need to be. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to watch the last videos, and don't forget, next week I'm coming back with another one. Cheers, thanks, and bye.